Welcome one and all, I'm Decoy, and today we're going to be checking out an amazing way for farming both carbon and antimatter. So if I'm doing this on a planet at my base, I really like to have either the square room or the round room. That's just a personal preference, it's not really a necessity. One thing that will be a necessity if you need antimatter is going to be the antimatter reactor. This thing is pretty darn awesome, and it produces quite a bit of antimatter at a time. Now, beyond that, we're going to head over to the page with all the plants and that kind of stuff on it, and what we're going to be looking at is on the very bottom left, the standing planter. I cannot stress enough how amazing this thing is. I know a lot of people might overlook it, but this thing is invaluable. So go ahead and pick that up, head back to your base. You can start building away, get you a bunch of these standing planters, as many as you want. Now, one really neat thing about standing planters is as soon as you build it, you can harvest from it. Not only that, if you have a friend there, you can harvest it and they can harvest it. So after you've got that, you can go ahead and build your antimatter reactor. So we get that built. Now you can take some of that carbon that you just picked and throw it into the reactor. Now you can fuel it with a stack of 100 carbon. Then allow a little bit of time to pass, and eventually you will end up with a lovely, lovely stack of antimatter. It is a really good conversion rate on this right here. Now, another neat thing about the carbon, I almost said carbon planter, but the standing planters, is if you go through your teleporter or something to go to the space station, then you go back to your base, it's all regrown, and you can harvest it again. But it gets even better than that, because if you build this on your freighter, you are just going to get ridiculous amounts of carbon. So I built 3 of them right here. We're going to go ahead and harvest them, and I imagine you're going to love this. So let's go ahead and run down. Let me speed this up a bit. So I'll run down and I'll hop in my ship, and all we're going to do is we're going to fly out of the freighter, do a U-turn, and fly right back in. Now once we get back in, we're going to run back up to those planters, and for some reason they are full again, and you can harvest them. And then you could just go back down, hop in your ship, fly out, fly back in, rinse and repeat, and have just ridiculous amounts of carbon. It is amazing. But that's going to wrap this one up. I hope you've enjoyed it. As usual, please remember to like, sub, and share. Later.